The first two Tony Hawk games represent the pinnacle of cool for their generation. Every game that came out after those first two has added more and more clutter to those streamlined gems. Any skateboarding game that wants you to regularly get off your skateboard should, in our opinion, mind its own business. And so here we come to Tony Hawk's Skate Jam for iOS and Android. It might not have the dad watched MTV once aesthetic of the mid-period Tony Hawk games, nor thankfully does it have an extra peripheral to stand on, like the atrocious Ride. But it still doesn't capture the almost effortless class of those original games. You'll fall through scenery, you'll drop off your board for no reason, and you're going to miss button presses thanks to the slightly awkward way they're positioned along the bottom of the screen. But, and this is a pretty massive but, there is some fun to be had here. The game sees you controlling a skater around a series of different levels. There are a number of different modes, but you're pretty much going to be doing the same thing in all of them, trying to get as many points as you can. You score points by landing tricks. The more complex the trick, and the more tricks you combine together, the more points you're going to get when your wheels touch the ground. In multiplayer competitions there are other players, or at least they're ghosts, skating around the levels. The PvP challenge gives you 3 runs and averages out your 2 best scores. Sometimes you're trying to get the best combo, sometimes you're trying to get the highest number of points. In single player, things are a bit more traditional. You get 2 minutes to roll around a level, and there are a number of tasks for you to complete in each of them. You've got letters and markers to collect, tricks to pull off, and high score markers to hit. This mode gives you a better feel for what's going on in the game, and to work out the best places to pull off your awesome lines. But Tony Hawk's Skate Jam is a clumsy sort of game. It wobbles along with some loose bearings, always looking like it's about to expire from exhaustion or disintegrate entirely into its constituent parts. It never actually does, and there are times when you're going to have a blast. Sure, it's clunky and badly balanced, but there are brief flashes of just how good the series used to be. Finding a line connecting to a wall, 2 benches, a tank, and a ramp, a bit of that classic Tony Hawk muscle memory starts to come back. The problem is that the fun isn't the main takeaway from the experience. The camera here is sloppy, meaning some tricks you'll have no idea which way you're pointing or if you're going to go head first or wheel first into the ground. Lines that look like they should work don't, and the lack of manuals is going to dishearten some as well. Then there's the Hawk mode. Get enough points and you can push a big button in the top corner of the screen to turn into Tony Hawk. For some reason his skateboard's on fire, but you do get boost points when you're playing as the Big T. The idea feels a little bit forced though, and when the game messes up an epic trick run and gives you no points, you're going to be even more annoyed. Tony Hawk's Skate Jam is a stodgy, lazy Sunday of a game. Every now and then it does turn on the style and makes you remember how amazing this series was in the first place. And at that point, you'll smile for a bit, and then get stuck between a couple of ramps and be reminded of just how far we've come since the days of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.